Hello everybody, I'm Daniel with Enter the Underground, and today we are looking at the collaboration record between Danielson and producer Futerwave. Before we get into the video, if you could do me a favor and subscribe. I have a goal of hitting 20 subscribers by the end of the year, and I do think it's achievable because over 70% of you guys are not yet subscribed. So I hope you change your mind by the end of the video. Thank you. So this is one of many albums Danielson has dropped this year, and the first album that I heard from him was in 2020, titled Dirty Dishes, and I recently reheard it a couple months ago before it was taken off streaming services. I was really impressed with Finn's production on that album. The bass on Dirty Dishes was amazing, and you could really tell that it's kind of lacking on this one, but we'll see later. I just wanted to show that my expectations are built off that album and that album alone. So lyricism and how those lyrics resonate with me is one of the most important parts of reviewing a record. The first listen for BUSHMAN BODEGA was honestly a very tough listen. I heard very little variation in subject matter or flows. I felt that the rhyming schemes and all of the flows just felt all very samey and all blended together. I felt that Danielson on Dirty Dishes was very influenced by artists kind of like El Camino, but on this record and a couple other ones that he dropped this year, he's more influenced by Benny the Butcher and Westside Conaway, like the more Griselda type artists. So on my next couple listens, the flows were far more digestible. Daniel's lyricism is something that you would come to expect by artists like Conaway and Benny the Butcher, where they're more known for their flows, but they're far from leaders in the industry in terms of lyricism. The production side is very crucial, not only for me, but for the record itself. And I tend to look at the production on these albums more through a producer's mind. Unfortunately, a lot of my gripes with this record are on the production side. A lot of the production could make up for a lack of lyricism, but on this record it's kind of tough for me to say. I can't overstate how much I did like the 2020 album where the producer was Finn, but now with Futerwave, he doesn't set a hard tone or evil tone that I believe that they were trying to build up for. In the documentary, they were saying that they want to make this album feel like a cold Toronto winter, and I just don't feel that in the production. I feel like the bass work could have been more of a focus, actually. That's what I really liked about that Dirty Dishes album, but as well, a lot of the melodies on this album, they do really blend in together. They all sound the same, and they also do feel like an afterthought. The drums and the bass are such huge focuses on this album, which I do understand. Like, it's a lot of the genre, a lot of this like dirty boom bap rap is focused on the drums and the bass. But when the bass isn't as good as you want it to be, and the drums sound the same almost every song, the melodies don't do enough for me. It is good on some songs, I'm not gonna lie. Symbiote Suit, which is the first track on the album, does have a great tone, atmosphere. It builds up to the album. But then all on the other songs, it just feels like you're just sprinkling pianos or just some high percussions, and it doesn't really make that much sense. There's not much structure to it. It's just thrown about with not much rhyme or reason to it. Overall, BUSHMAN BODEGA by Danielson and Futurwave is held back by lackluster melodies, poor sampling, a poor structure, some repetitive lyricism, and subject matter that it makes it all feel so samey and so just blended in together. Can't really tell which song is which until you look at the track list. So I believe this is an overall okay album. It's far more enjoyable in short listens, which is kind of crazy because it's only a 10-song album. But I do think Symbiote Suit, the first song, is a standout. If you were to just throw that in a playlist rather than just listening to this album as a whole, it would probably be the most enjoyable experience for you. So in conclusion, I gave the lyricism and flows, I gave it a 7 out of 10. And I also gave the production a 6.5. And that leaves it with a 67.5 ETU score out of 100. But I am excited to see what these artists do in the future. Hopefully I'll be in a position where I can review these records. I was pretty satisfied with what Daniel-san has released after this record he released. I believe it was a short EP, and I was pretty impressed with that. But that's gonna be it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. It'll probably be a year in the review type video, where I talk about the year as a whole, for our channel, and then music throughout the year. And then I'll also give a top 10 albums with honorable mentions. So I have a lot of good ideas for that video, and we'll see what it means for next year on the channel as well. But that's it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.